I think of a vine being something you grab hold to, and if you keep yourself from falling. And that to me was one of the things that I tried, is that, if somebody said they had a problem, I might not have been able to deal with the problem, but I was able to give them some advice to do it. And that's a part of the vine. The vine latches out to people no matter where they are. The pantry downstairs has grown into something that's unbelievable. And we've had the people willing to do it, which is also amazing.
Being still a little bit new and being new parents, I think we haven't been involved quite enough to see recipients of all the different ministries. The new young adult ministry that started, I think feeding recipients socially as one element to all of this, and I think that's something where the young adult group can benefit a lot. I think a lot of people kind of in that age group, whether they're new parents or just busy careers and jobs, I think kind of finding a social circle and making friends and building relationships, I think can be challenging in a busy life. And so I think just having an outlet for that and a supportive group and community to help kind of build those social connections, I think is really important for that age group.
Say Andy and Geraldine for putting together the young adult group for us. I would imagine that they have received as much as they have given in terms of building that sense of community within the young adult age group, where we're all kind of still working that 9 to 5, but some of us may or may not have kids, and our weekdays are a little bit busier. But yeah, so we are very thankful, and I would imagine they are also thankful that we're able to gather. I think we've decided on once a month to meet and worship or socialize or whatever.
I've been a member of 3 CHOP for 30 years. My calling has evolved over time, and the justice ministry is my current calling. And it's a great ministry for inviting people to join me. We listen to people experiencing injustice. We witness to people who describe serious community problems. We come up through the listening process across all 28 congregations in the RISC network. And we come up with serious community problems that we will adopt as issues. Then we research proven solutions to these serious community problems and present those solutions to public officials to take action to solve these systemic problems. I have always been raised and nurtured in a church, and it's important to support both with my time and energy and my riches to support the church and to support other good causes and do good work. And financial support is so important, and I try to share generously.
Well, when I think of Nourish the Vine, for 3 CHOP, their vine goes farther than I think many of your Sunday morning people might realize. I have coworkers who've been through career prospectors. There are people in the community who volunteer at the food pantry who aren't associated with the church, and of course there's all of our guests at the food pantry who maybe aren't associated in the church. With the Boy Scout troop these days, most of our families are not associated with the church, but they're still coming here and they're getting ministered, and their scouts are growing and developing and going out into the world. Even though the scouts may not be receiving money directly from the church, they receive a tremendous amount of support any, tithing or stewardship that goes towards the building or the facilities, the troop benefits greatly from that. The troop develops the scouts in areas of the things we might think of, how to safely use a pocket knife, how to start a campfire, all those traditional scout things. There's also a tremendous emphasis on just personal development. They have badges in personal finance, in personal fitness, various things just about how to be a human or an adult or a responsible adult. They also have courses or badges on community. So local community, state community, being part of the wider world. So it really is a tremendous opportunity for them to learn and develop outside of what they might hear at school or what they might hear from parents. And while few of our families are actively involved in the church these days, the Scouts do have a foundation in, Christian leadership. They may not call out a Bible verse in the Scoutmaster sessions, but lots of the principles that they're teaching are very much in line with Christian principles.
So Promises Preschool started 30 years ago. And we are a small Christian preschool. We're a ministry of Three Chop Presbyterian Church. We serve children 20 months to 5 years old. And our outreach is really into the community, especially the geographically surrounding community. We don't just teach the child. We provide free vision screenings. We provide free speech screenings, developmental screenings. We have parent workshops. So we're hoping to reach a whole families. We're a play-based program. Our curriculum focuses on learning through play. So we believe that a child learns best by doing. And whether that is through manipulatives on a table, through dramatic play in a kitchen, through art, expressing themselves through art. Also, just learning how to socially adapt and act in school, listening to a teacher, making friends, how to share, all of those basic skills as children that are really important to learn as we move on and prepare them to go to kindergarten. Nourish the Vine symbolizes how children, families, and the staff they're all the branches that connect to the one true vine of Christ. And stewardship supports this through the generosity. It helps lay the foundation at Promises Preschool.
The generosity of TCPC members is seen in so many ways throughout the year. The congregation helps ministries through their giving to Bright Beginnings, which is part of the YMCA, AFOI, which is outreach ministry we do at the holidays that helps children who have a parent that's incarcerated. We also do Rise Against Hunger, we have for the last couple of years, and we are doing it again this year, where we put together numerous meals, over 10,000, in a short amount of time, and those meals last year and again this year are going to the Philippines. TCPC was one of the congregations that helped to found the West End location of Crossover Ministry 20 years ago, and that milestone is being celebrated by Crossover this fall, and it's just inspiring to realize how much outreach that clinic is doing and has done for the last 20 years as their ministry has grown. I'm so touched to learn that TCPC was one of the founding congregations.
We're feeding collectively with our network over 100,000 people a month. And while I'd like to say that's going to go down in the near term, I don't see that happening. And it's going to require all of us, not just feed more, but our entire community to find ways we can do that. Stewardship and the ability to give your talents, your time, talent, and resources is just aligns with if you're driving around thinking about what's wrong with Richmond or what's wrong with Henrica or what's wrong with our community, think about what's right with the community. And I would say that the mission that you guys, that your organization, your church does, is one of the best things about this area. And I would want to be a part of that. I think, just to experience that in community with others, knowing that your resources are being pulled together to have a huge impact on not just within a few miles of where we are right now, but just the entire region. It just makes a huge difference. We're living in interesting times, and I think we're called to think about the best ways we can serve each other. And it may be food ministry, maybe some other things that you're doing, but it's better to do it together.